My boss fired me, then called the police on me. I never thought getting fired would turn into the most insane day of my life. It started like any normal Monday. I was 10 minutes early, coffee in hand, mentally preparing myself for another exhausting shift. My boss, Karen, had already been on edge for weeks. Ever since corporate started reviewing performance, she'd been snapping at everyone over the smallest things, but that morning felt different. The second I walked in, she looked at me like I had personally ruined her life. Come to my office, now. No good morning. No explanation. Just that. I followed her, confused but not worried. I had never been late, never missed a deadline, and I was the one covering shifts when others called out. So yeah, I thought I was safe. Big mistake. She shut the door, sat down, and slid a paper across the desk. I'm terminating your employment effective immediately. I actually laughed. Wait. What? You've shown repeated negligence and poor performance. I just stared at her. Are you serious right now? We've had complaints. From who? I don't have to disclose that. That's when I felt it. That mix of anger and disbelief. Because I knew something wasn't right. No, you do. Because I've done everything right here. She leaned back and smirked. This wasn't about performance. This was personal. You've been difficult lately, she said. Difficult? Yes. Questioning decisions. Not being a team player. Translation. I stopped letting her walk all over me. So you're firing me because I stood up for myself. I'm firing you because you're replaceable. That one hit, but instead of arguing, I just nodded. Double quotes. Okay. Double quotes. That caught her off guard. Okay. Yeah. If that's your decision. I stood up and turned toward the door. You'll need to leave immediately, she said. And you're not allowed to take anything from your desk. My stuff. Company property. My bag isn't company property. We'll check it later. No, I'm taking my stuff. She slammed her hand on the desk. Sit down. I didn't. I walked out. Big mistake. Because when I reached my desk, two security guards were already standing there. Waiting. My coworkers were staring. Escort them out, she said. I'm just grabbing my things. I said, you've been instructed to leave. I'm not leaving without my stuff. Call the police, she said. Everything went silent. You're joking. You're trespassing. My own job. She pulled out her phone and started dialing. That's when I realized this wasn't just about firing me. She wanted to humiliate me. So I smiled. Go ahead. Call them. Because what she didn't know, I had something she really didn't want anyone to see. And if the police showed up, everything was about to blow up in her face. By the time the police arrived, the entire office was watching. No one was working anymore. Karen stood there like she had already won. Two officers walked in. What seems to be the issue? This employee was terminated and is refusing to leave, she said. They're causing a disturbance. I was fired, I said calmly. I'm just trying to collect my personal belongings. Is there a reason they can't? One officer asked. They may take company property. My bag is not company property. It needs to be checked. For what? She didn't answer. The officers exchanged a look. Now they were suspicious. Good. Because I had been documenting everything for months. Every shady decision. Every policy she broke. Every threat. All saved. I pulled out my phone. It's just my phone. I said. I opened a file. I think you should see this. Karen laughed, but her voice wasn't steady. I hit play. Her voice filled the room. You don't need to clock those hours. Just finish the work. The officer raised an eyebrow. Yes, I said. That's her telling employees to work and paid overtime. That's out of context. She snapped. I played another. If you report this, I'll make sure you never work in this industry again. Silence. Is this accurate? The officer asked. This is harassment, she said. He recorded me without consent. It's a one-party consent state, I said. That hit. Do you have more recordings? The officer asked. Plenty. Now she looked scared. Actually scared. But I wasn't done. Because the biggest piece of evidence I hadn't even shown yet. The officer looked at me. Anything else? I nodded. This was it. I opened another recording. And pressed play. If corporate audits us, just delete the files. They won't check everything. Double quotes. Silence. Complete silence. You can't be serious, the officer said. That's fake. She shouted, "We're going to need to file a report." The officer said, "No, that's not necessary. It is." Just like that, everything flipped. The guards stepped back. Now they were watching her. My coworkers looked shocked. Some looked relieved. "You're free to collect your belongings," the officer told me. I packed my bag. Slowly. Calmly. Then I looked at her. She couldn't even meet my eyes. "You should have just let me take my bag." I walked out, but it didn't end there. A week later, corporate called me. The police report triggered an investigation. I sent them everything, every recording. 2 weeks later, she was gone. Fired. Possibly facing legal action. They offered me my job back with a raise. I said no, because some things a paycheck can't fix. But I'll tell you this: the next time someone calls you replaceable, make sure they remember exactly who they tried to replace.